week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. I'm your host, Pete Mezzetti. This afternoon's topic is what exactly Valley Shore Community Television is, and with me to discuss this evening's topic are Chris Morgan, Kobe O'Connell, Jason Janczak, and Alex. Guys, ladies, gentlemen, welcome. How is everybody today?
Doing good.
Awesome.
Good.
How are you, Pete?
I'm good, thanks. I'm good, Jason. Thanks for asking. So we're going to start with Chris. Chris Morgan, tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been involved with VSCTV, and what you do for the organization.
Well, I'm Chris. I'm the public access coordinator at VSCTV. So basically, I run the day-to-day operations, put all the place together, engineering and maintaining all the equipment, recruiting volunteers, training people, basically all of the above, except for all the administrative stuff.
There you go.
That's not my responsibility.
No. That is not yours.
Basically, what my job is to provide the equipment and the training and the assistance for volunteers to go produce a TV show.
Okay.
Very own TV show. And we have some of our best volunteers right here.
I was going to say, next volunteer who volunteers for the station, what's your name and what do you do for the station?
My name is Kobe.
Okay.
I've been a volunteer for the station since fall of 2013.
All right. You like it?
I love it. It's given me a lot of good experience in the TV industry, and it's just a lot of fun. I love it.
What do you do normally?
For your show,
Yeah.
I'm the director, so
Okay.
I'm switching cameras and pushing buttons behind the scenes.
there you go. And you there, sir. You have something to say as well? Go for it.
Do I have something to say?
I hope so.
So, yeah.
What's your name?
Jason Janczak.
All right.
And my newest role has been running audio for all shows, especially yours.
All right.
Which is fun because I get to listen to you for
A half hour.
27 minutes.
Yeah,
or
something
30s.
like that.
Yeah, I mean, I've done TV and radio with Chris. I've known Chris since third grade. So we've in high school, college, everything else, we've done it together and continuing on at VSCTV. So I really help out wherever I can.
All right. And Alex over there, what role do you play with the VSCTV family?
Basically, I'm an intern.
Okay.
And I do basically whatever Chris tells me to do, whether it's to edit projects or do.
It's not a one-way road.
Hey.
Well, you're the boss.
Yeah, you're the boss, basically. I mean, I started doing this around high school, maybe.
All right.
And I've been like the graphics guy, the playback for videos, and I kind of stopped afterwards when I started my freshman year at Three Rivers. But then when I commuted to Middlesex, it took me about 2 years before I got back into TV for a little while. Okay. And it's been a good experience so far. And then now I'm interning here.
Nice. You're in high school right now?
No.
No?
I'm a senior at Middlesex Community
All right.
College.
Hey, there you go. All right. That's the answer. That's the answer I wanted. So, I guess Chris and Jason. Back in the day when you guys hosted your own local college radio show.
Yes.
Have the times and the broadcast industry changed since then, and why? Have you seen changes over the years?
Well, our station has changed drastically since we left, but we were there during their transition to online radio.
Okay.
So when we were freshmen, there was just, I believe it was a 10 or 12 watt station in Springfield. So it covered roughly, this was at Western New England. So
Yep.
am I allowed to say the name of this? They're not even existing anymore. It's WNHU FM because they're not on the air, not on FM anymore. They're only online.
Okay.
But they're, it was only 5 miles around the university that we were at that could get it.
Ooh.
So our parents couldn't even listen at home. So when we were, I think it was our sophomore year, they implemented the online streaming. So then you're worldwide, and that's all they do now is all online. So you see this transition to, a more digital versus the terrestrial, kind of like what we talked about with Ray and
Right.
Drusen up at QUN earlier.
Correct.
But I think it's good. I agree with Ray in that it's not just that it levels the playing field, but it allows you to perfect your product, and it's not your terrestrial stream doesn't restrict what you're able to do.
Okay.
So we had listeners in Connecticut, we had listeners on the radio in Springfield. I think we had one in Europe somewhere. You
Yeah.
could track them
Yeah.
online. It was pretty cool. So it's neat to see, who actually listens. People you can listen on your cell phone or your smartphone. So it's pretty neat.
Now, has the way that Valley Shore Community TV is broadcast is seen, is it only on the TV dial, or can you go on air and online and YouTube and all that other?
Well, it's
all
not
that
actually
other fun
on air.
stuff?
It's on cable. We have 3 basic ways to get our signal,
Okay.
our live signal.
Mm-hmm.
One is on the Comcast Clinton system
Yeah.
on Channel 19, on Frontier Uverse. I think it's still called Uverse. I'm not a customer. It's with
I think it
Frontier,
is.
On their Channel 99,
Mhm.
their public access,
Yeah.
community access, list. I guess it's
Right.
not. It's not channel per se. It's almost like an on-demand screen. And then on our website, www.vsctv.com, there's a live web stream that you can get us online on your smartphone, on your computer, all of the above.
Nice. One thing we didn't mention was, Chris, which we probably should at this time, is how did the station come about?
Well, the station existed.
Right.
It was run by Comcast up until about 2 years ago.
All right.
And Comcast, there was going to be a restructuring of the system, and
Mhm.
it was going to merge with Old Lyme. So Chuck Lewis and a few other folks from the Cable Advisory Board, which you're a member of,
That's correct.
created VSCTV as a nonprofit to keep public access local.
Okay.
To keep it we're in Westbrook, so we moved down the street to the next town, but
Mhm.
it's still on the shoreline. At least it's centrally located to the towns that it serves. It's not often. I mean, they were going to move it to Old Lyme, so it's not terribly far away.
Right.
But if you live in Durham, that's a
It's a hike.
So, not that Westbrook's all that much closer, but still, it's
Right.
it's smaller. It also not so much that it's geographically closer, but it also provides more of an opportunity because you're not sharing airtime with. We're already sharing airtime with 9 towns.
Okay.
So we reach from Durham, Haddam, Killingworth, Chester, Deep River, Essex, Old Saybrook, Westbrook, and Clinton. So this would combine with the towns on the other side of the river, Lyme, Old Lyme, Had Lyme. I'm not sure if that's part of one of the others. I'm not from that area.
Yeah.
East Haddam,
Me
Haddam
either.
Neck.
So
And there might be another town over there. I don't know that system by heart, but it would have combined with more towns. So you're just sharing. You only got one station, so
Right.
you'd be sharing it with more people. It provides less of an opportunity to folks like yourself that do a show.
exactly.
So that was also a perk to keeping it in Westbrook.
Now, where are the studios located? And if people want more information on the station, is there a website and a phone number to call?
Well, the website is vsctv.com.
Mhm.
Phone number is 860-399-1857.
You sure about that now?
I
huh?
am sure about
All
that.
right, all right.
You put me on the spot before, and it's
Yes,
only
I
one
did.
digit off from our address, which is 1587 Boston Post Road in Westbrook. We're at the Shops at Water's Edge.
And from what I
Number
understand, you guys also do workshops for people for
We
volunteers.
do
who
all
wanna-
public access stations do training. So if you're listening to this
Right.
and you're outside, obviously you may not be in our region, in New Haven, West Haven, all towns have a community access provider. It's part of the cable TV laws
Yep.
with the FCC. So if you're interested to get involved with your local public access station, you contact your cable company. They'll be able to provide, whether it's run by a Comcast, a Cox, Charter,
Right.
whatever, or it's a nonprofit. I think New Haven is Citizens Television. They're a big operation in this region.
I believe so.
So is North Haven, and all the towns as you go towards Old Saybrook have small nonprofit television stations.
Okay.
So they all do training.
All right.
To train you on the equipment to be and the rules of public access, so you can produce your own show.
There's rules to public access that you.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can't do advertising and commercial content. It's got to be nonprofit.
Gotcha.
Mostly stuff like that.
Gotcha. So this question's for all of you guys. What have you learned by volunteering and working with the local public access TV station? And is this maybe a career you guys want to pursue in someday? We're going to start with Kobe.
I've learned a lot about the technology behind the scenes.
Okay.
Chris is a technology guru and has taught me almost everything I know. I've learned a lot in high school too.
Almost, huh?
But the technology behind running a whole TV station is what he's an expert about, I think.
There you go. Jason, go ahead.
So, like I said earlier, I've been involved in TV and all media outlets really since high school.
Mm-hmm.
I got involved with our high school television studio through Chris, and So I learned a lot back then, even more in college, and now I can apply my knowledge to this station. So
Nice.
and you learn something new every day.
Exactly.
So.
Alex, how about you?
To be perfectly honest, I'm a bit of a slow learner when it comes to this sort of stuff, but I learned that you have to be very active when it comes to the sort of things, and I think I'm kind of up to the task for that.
There you go.
And you know,
You like interning with Chris?
yeah, he's a really nice guy.
Uh-huh. There you go.
Or so they say.
Hey,
Hey.
come on.
Jason, I think you're right about it, and so they say. But we could talk about
So
that later.
I agree with that statement. So they say.
Dang it.
Yeah. Chris, where do you see the future of public access going over the years?
That's a good question, and we talk about that a lot.
Yeah.
It's TV in general is moving towards a computer technology.
Mm-hmm.
It's all on the web now. Where public access fits into that dynamic, it's anybody's guess, really. Television's not going. I mean, video's not going anywhere.
No.
The way that you receive it is changing. It's been changing for years now with high definition. It's been changing now that there's no terrestrial broadcast on analog. It's all digital stuff. Public access, I mean, we're evolved from what it was 5 years ago with an online web stream being on Frontier as well. So you're branching out beyond that one cable channel that you're given. So, I mean, YouTube is, I guess, our biggest competitor because anybody can just go up and put something on YouTube, whereas 10 years ago, if you wanted to get your message across, there really was only one game in town with public access.
Right.
So, and then it's open to anybody, and it still is. And, the quality that you get from a professional broadcast facility like what we have versus your iPhone video, it's different, but iPhones, I mean, your smartphone today looks pretty darn good.
It does look
on
good.
YouTube. So what people are able to do with what they already have is phenomenal, and that's probably why it's public access has sort of declined in the last 10 years or so as far as usage, but the viewers are still there. I mean, you're flipping channels on your TV and you come across something that you see somebody you see some place that's familiar, you're going to stick with it.
Exactly. Would you guys mind sticking around for another segment?
Sure.
All right, we'll be right back. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. We're sitting here talking about Valley Shore Community TV with Chris, Kobe, Jason, and Alex. Guys, welcome back.
Hey, Pete, how you doing?
Hi, guys. Hi, guys.
Long time no talk.
Yeah, exactly. what was it? A commercial break, maybe, Jason?
Yeah.
Maybe. So we talked in the first segment about the station in general, and what I want to do is open up this segment with exactly how you guys all feel the broadcast industry has changed as far as like we're going to talk about multimedia and social media here opening this next segment. How important do you all think that social media is in this day and age, and why? So Chris, we're going to start with you.
Social media, I mean, not to just quote what Ray said, it does kind of open people up to being more public about everything.
Right.
But social media allows you to get the message across quickly.
Okay.
You go back 15 years ago, you had TV, radio, the newspaper. The internet in general has revolutionized the way we communicate, and it's definitely made things a lot quicker.
Okay. Kobe, what do you think?
I think pretty much what Chris said.
All right.
Say it for yourself.
Right, speak for yourself.
what I think is social media kind of makes you aware of what you're putting out there about yourself.
Right.
So I have a Facebook account, and I'm really careful about what I put on there. And
Totally.
I don't post much anymore because I don't know. I'd rather not have people know exactly what I'm doing.
Exactly.
And knowing everything about me. So
Right.
I think it makes me more aware of what people can find out about me on the internet
Yeah.
and what I want people to know. But-
Exactly. There's a lot of crazy people out in this world.
But it does make information more accessible to us, which I think is a good thing overall.
Definitely. Totally. And Jason, what do you think?
I think going off of both points already made, social media travels really fast. I mean, look at the Ice Bucket Challenge for ALS.
Yeah.
ALS struggled for so many years to get any type of funding, and then they start this Ice Bucket Challenge, and it spreads across the country like wildfire. So I think it's a great outlet if you treat it appropriately, and it's a great way to get your vision or words you want to say out to the world quickly. So, I mean, you look 10 years ago, and nothing was like that around. There was MySpace came out, and
Right.
people were like, "Oh, what is this thing?"
Yeah,
and
what
then
is
Facebook
this?
came out, and now
What's
it's
this?
crazy. Everything.
It's totally crazy. Alex, what do you think?
Well, it's the 21st century. You know, the technology's improving and the communication's improving and stuff like that.
Okay.
And you know, it's basically what Chris says. Basically,
Ex-
This is like Com 101.
It is like Com 101.
Yeah, this is mass media.
Right, exactly. And Chris, do you see the internet changing, or the way that the social media is now? Do you see it changing over the next couple of years? What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. If it's everything progresses, change is the only guarantee, really.
Okay.
What that's gonna be, I have no idea. If I knew what the next big Facebook, Twitter,
Right, exactly.
LinkedIn was gonna be, I'd probably be a millionaire.
I was going to say,
But
you'd be a
or
rich
soon to be millionaire, but that's not gonna happen.
No, I
I'm
don't-
Not that
But
creative.
the flux capacitor is nowhere near us.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yes.
You're
if the alternator's full, the car won't start.
Exactly. You're absolutely right. So, Jason and Chris, tell us a little bit about, you guys did a radio show back in the day in college, correct? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes. You want to take this?
Somebody take it. I'm begging you.
All right.
It was fun.
So yeah, our college had a little radio station.
Okay.
And it was, when we got there, it was actually pretty popular.
It was. Well, it was still popular. Its audience had changed by the time we left.
But I mean, it's totally student run.
Mm-hmm.
It's open to any students that want to have a show about whatever you want. As
Okay.
long as appropriate, of course. But
Oh, I hope so.
So we had two shows, one on Friday, one on Saturday.
And it moved to Sunday
And it
afterwards.
moved to Sunday.
Okay.
Sunday
So,
nights.
we did a little mix of music. Country was Friday, and then Sunday was more variety with news and talk, and we had guests on, and
Very nice.
kind of like your show.
Right.
So, it's definitely it was fun, and like Chris was saying earlier, they've now totally transitioned to purely internet radio,
Right.
which is it's kind of good because worldwide can hear them,
Mhm.
whereas before it was just the smaller Springfield area.
Okay.
But it goes back to the social media
All right.
we were just talking about, where if it's advertised enough, then yeah, you can reach the whole world, and it's really
Mhm.
good. But other than that, it's pretty restricted to just the college and whoever, word of mouth, I guess.
I was going to say, Chris, is the station still up and operational online?
It is, yeah. I actually, they were having problems with their website. I'm not sure if it's still. It used to be WNHKradio.org.
Okay.
But just to touch upon like what we did in our show is, and we were running this college TV station up there too. The same kind of thing with shows that people would want to produce, and I want to do a show that's sports talk. I want to talk about the NFL and the NBA and all
Right.
this. And you meet with a student that is a manager of the station, and okay, who's your audience? Whoever. Well, what's
No.
going to have somebody watch your show on a college TV or radio station versus on ESPN and NBC
Mhm.
Sports and all of the above. So you try to make your show something that's unique that they're not getting somewhere else. So you talk about college sports. You talk about immediate, like in our case, local Springfield events.
Okay.
Campus events, things that separate you from what else is on the marketplace.
Okay.
Because, like we talked about before, you can get it online. So, you could also get the big, network shows online.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to be able to separate yourselves from the mainstream a little bit. I mean, you want to give people what they want to listen to, obviously.
Right.
But try to make it a little bit unique so it's something they're not getting elsewhere, and that's why someone would watch your show.
Exactly.
Like your show in general. The guests you have on your show, they might get 5 minutes on one of the larger statewide networks.
Right.
Or, 10 minutes on the radio, or sometimes more. It doesn't, I'm not...
It doesn't matter,
I'm
right?
not knocking it at all, but on your show, they're going to get 27 minutes of airtime with you,
Exactly.
where they can, it's something that you're not going to get elsewhere,
Yeah, exactly.
and that's what separates you from the rest.
I was going to say, I give them 27 minutes. Other the networks, either radio or TV, could give them like 5 or 6 minutes.
Right, and they might give more. I mean, it fluctuates, depends.
Right.
I mean, there's
Exactly.
you take a local political show that some of the stations up in Hartford do, and it's a whole half an hour
Mm-hmm. Right.
on a current event or something like that, and that's what they do.
Okay. And Kobe, where do you see yourself going in the industry as far as
My future
volunteering?
plans?
Yeah. What are your future plans in the broadcasting industry?
I would love to work in a news station someday.
All right.
I don't know. I just like the fast-paced, whatever, the fast-paced environment.
The adrenaline of the newsroom.
Yes, the adrenaline of the newsroom.
I was going to say, speaking of adrenaline of the newsroom, I was doing research for today's show, and I understand you did an internship with CTN.
I am doing that right now.
I was
yes.
going to say, can you maybe tell us a little bit about your internship, what you do, and do you enjoy it?
I love it. I love being up at the Capitol all the time. I'm pretty much I'm an assist.
All right.
I hold microphones in the governor's face.
Here.
I pretty much do anything that my advisors want me to do. Helping them set up camera equipment, anything they want, really.
I was going to say you probably had a pretty busy couple of weeks with the
Oh yeah.
legislative session, and I know recently they went back for special session to finish up some bills and some stuff that they didn't get done
They did.
during the regular session. I'm assuming they're done by now.
Yes, I believe so. But the workers at CTN have had some pretty late nights
I was going
covering session.
to say, Chris, I believe you came to us from CTN as well.
I did. Yeah, it's basically the same as what
Right.
you just mentioned. I did the same basic job
All right.
as what she did.
Did you like it?
I loved it. Yeah, it was great.
Lots of fun during the legislative sessions, during the early mornings,
yes.
late nights.
Yeah, the debates that happen in the legislature can get interesting. But yeah, it was a great. I miss the people that I worked with up there. They were great.
So you left there to come down here?
And we're not so great.
You guys are even better. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. It was an opportunity I couldn't pass up. Really, I wasn't looking for a place to go from CTN. I wouldn't have left had this not come up. But I just couldn't say no.
Exactly. And obviously you love what
I do.
Love what you're doing here. Now, one of the things we didn't talk about during the first segment, Chris, and we're going to target this question to you. How many local programmings do you guys produce out of your studios in Westbrook?
How many local shows?
Yes.
I don't have that number off the top
That's
of my
okay.
head, but I mean the shows that are done regularly, your show, Shoreline Music Monthly, which highlights a lot of local musicians along the shoreline in the valley.
Sure.
That's a great program produced by Mark Koschwitz.
Is it better than mine?
I'd say you're about the same.
Equal
They're
levels.
different. They're different. Yours is public affairs. His is music. It's
All
a
right.
totally different genre.
All right.
Destination Durham does a great magazine-style show for that region. Other things, I mean, there's folks in Old Saybrook and Deep River that do town meetings,
Yup.
things like that. And then there's shows that are from we call them bicycle programs. They come from other public access stations that are not ours. And shows like Expedition New England from Madison is fantastic. It's an educational program about wildlife and nature. It's great for kids, and some other neat programs. So,
Okay. And as far as you guys also do training sessions to come in and sign out your equipment. Is that correct?
we do.
Can we
There
talk
has
about
to-
that?
You have to be trained to use our equipment.
Okay.
We don't just hand it out. We're not gonna.
You just don't say, "Hey, walk
no, we
in.
don't just give you the
Here
camera.
you go.
You gotta go through a little training to learn how to use it properly.
All
so
right.
you know what you're doing. It's a professional video camera.
It
It's
is.
It's not a handy cam that
Right.
just turn on. And
It's
press
not a
record.
Sony.
It's Panasonic. That's just what we have. Our old cameras are actually Sony. We still have some of those
Mm-hmm.
that use tapes. But there is a short training session, probably an hour or two. To learn. It depends. We break it down into 3 sessions. So there's the studio training, there's the field production, and then digital editing.
Okay.
Um,
Now, as far as if someone wanted to come down and do like a version of my show,
Yep.
how training intensive would it be? I'm just a studio
if
show.
If you're
I'm a
coming
talking
in
head,
as a-
according to some people.
Yeah, so if you were coming to us new to do a show, come see me. We'd have to train your crew because obviously if you're the host, you wouldn't be behind the scenes. But whoever's going to operate the equipment needs to get trained in the studio so they know what they're doing.
So I need a
Basics
crew.
You need a crew
Where should I get one?
I don't know.
right here.
Not in here.
Not in here. We got about no, I got the best crew sitting in here with me.
Thanks, Pete.
Oh, thank you.
And I was going to say, we got about a minute left. So before we say thanks, good night, and we'll see you next week, what else do we want? Is there anything you want to mention really quick, Chris, about the station if people want to call or?
Well, you can check us out online,
Okay.
www.vsctv.com,
Okay.
on Comcast Clinton, Channel 19,
Mm-hmm.
Frontier, Channel 99.
Right.
Phone number is 860-399-1857.
Okay.
Or come check us out. We're at the shops at Water's Edge on Route 1 in Westbrook.
And you can just walk in, check out the studios,
Yeah.
look at the equipment, and not sign anything out if you just want to come and take a
Oh, yeah.
a look. Take a look.
Give us a call. We'll set up a time you can come in and check it out.
Very nice. Very nice. Is there anything else anyone else would like to add before we say goodnight? No? Jason, you have anything? Any words of wisdom?
Watch Pete Mezzetti show.
Yes, thank you. I would say we might want to watch Pete Mezzetti's show when
Go Pete Mezzetti.
Considering we're talking about Pete Mezzetti, what we also might want to mention is the show for my viewers on the shoreline is Tuesday night from 7 to 8 o'clock, or here on WNHU, which is 88.7 on the FM dial, every Monday at noon. And if people want more information on the show, they can go to PeteMazzettiShow.weebly.com. That has all the information on the show. If you want to contact me, if you have a guest idea, or if you just want to email me and say hi. That's it for this week. I'm Pete Mezzetti. Thanks. Good night, and we'll see you next week.